So, let me check if we're live. We are live. Hello, beautiful being. Welcome. I'm super stoked because, stoked, this is just such an old word. Does anyone still use stoked? I don't know. I still do. Used to be like super hype a few years ago, and now I'm just like, does anyone still use this? Or am I just old? I don't know. Anyway, so why am I excited? I'm super excited because I've just completed the first group intensive with my Cosmic Goddess beauties, and it was so delightful. It was amazing. It was like a massive turn on for my energy. I cannot believe this is my life right now. And I also am coming in because goodies. I feel like a woman on the market, like, I've got goodies. Do you want my goodies? No, this is not what we're doing. I actually want to speak about something that came up during the call today, which I feel is so relevant. So, one of the things that came up today was, hello, beauty! Oh my gosh, I can actually see your comments on this platform. This is so good because before I used to talk live on my laptop and I would just see my face and I wouldn't see anything else. And it's so exciting to see you. Oh, I love you too. Yes, do whatever you need to do, my love. Thank you for popping in. You're amazing. By the way, Kathy, she does the most incredible love tea rendezvous, so you should definitely get onto one of those whenever you are connecting here on this beautiful platform. So, goodies after. First of all, no, actually, I'm going to give you the goodies after, straight away, and if you want to stay, then you want to stay. Basically, I popped into a group yesterday where a woman was requesting some help about something that she was going through, and my heart just lit up and I was like, I need to share something about this. And it was actually a post that I then, repurposed down below. So if you want to read it, you can find it. It's called Money Magic. And so I was telling this woman that I had this abundance prayer that I was using these past few years, and, that I would be more than happy to share it with her if she wanted to have it. And it was also one that I kind of had as a, as a freebie opt-in. And then I kind of got thinking, and I got super creative, and it felt like, thank you, Kathy. I love you so much. I love this woman. I actually met this woman last year, and she is incredible. I can't wait to get more of your beauty in my life. Thank you for being here. So, as I was saying, this abundance prayer that I use all the time, and I used to write it on my journals and everything. And I also used to, give it away as a freebie for anyone who would drop into my newsletter. And so I thought about this prayer, and I was like, well, actually, over the years, I did change the way that I'm using it, and I did amplify a few things, and some of the things on that page kind of didn't really feel aligned with me anymore. So I revamped the whole page. I, slapped it together in an email with a bunch of other good stuff. So if you feel called to feel and become yourself as a magnetic money queen, then you can just go up into my front, like in my profile, up like the timeline, the cover picture. I can't even find my words. I'm so happy. I'm like, do you get this? Sometimes when you're so happy that you can't even find your words. So that's me right now. And so you can basically get signed up. It's completely free. You get the prayer, and you also get some really incredible things that I found on my journey of manifestation for abundance. And it's right there. So I put it all in the same email. You can get access to it. And there's also a few other announcements in the email that I'm not revealing anywhere else right now. So that's the only way to get into all my secrets at the moment. So come into my secrets. And, let's get vibing and manifest beautiful, beautiful abundance and wealth and well-being and all the things that make us happy. So, coming into what I actually wanted to tell you about today during the Cosmic Goddess Live Intensive, there was this really beautiful synergy that started to happen in the group where everyone revealed that they were embodying somehow a new identity, and they didn't really feel comfortable yet in fully displaying it to the world. And it was so beautiful, because I really felt that that is the poise, that is the beauty, that is the gift of being a woman, is that we are multifaceted, that we have so many things that move through us, right? And so many life experiences that suddenly alchemize and become a part of our baggage and the way that we show up in the world. And this is really that piece that I really want to, give you as, something that I shared with the goddesses in the call, but also there's something in the energetics of a woman where she will walk into a room and she displays her frequency and her energy. But that is really just a tiny little fraction of who she actually is, right? And that the beauty of a woman isn't this fractal that you get. So, she's wearing whatever makeup, she's showing up, and, she has this energy and all of that. But what you're actually getting when a woman enters a room, you're getting a tiny little nugget that, kind of makes you curious and makes you feel like, oh, I want to know more about this woman. Like, she intrigues me. She pulls me in. I don't know what it is. Well, the truth is, you're getting this tiny little fraction of this woman. But what is actually really pulling you in, what is actually compelling you, right? What is actually influencing you about this woman isn't that. Because that's just a tiny little piece of this woman that you're getting. What you're actually feeling influenced by and magnetized by and even triggered by is something much, much bigger, which is all the baggage and all the alchemy and all the embodiment that she's accumulated and condensed into her energy field. Because women, we're actually energetic vortexes. We hold energy. We receive energy, we hold it, we transmute it, and then we give it over to the world again, right? And so what you get when a woman shows up in the room, and, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I do feel like I'm totally right on this, because when a client shows up on a call, or when a woman steps into a room, or whenever I'm getting in touch with a woman's energy field, I know that there's something much, much more profound that is compelling me to want to be close to this woman, or that is compelling me or moving something in me. What is moving and shifting something in me is this energetic baggage that we cannot actually see, but that is so present when you're coming in touch with a woman's energy field. And so you can do anything to become, an influential force field in your life. But if you haven't actually fully integrated and embodied and alchemized all the things that life has given to you, and you haven't fully processed them yet, then you cannot influence another human being, right? Because your energy is not yet, how do I say this, without, wanting to depreciate whatever, you're going through, whatever anyone is going through. But the truth is that you might be compelling to a person who has a level of embodiment that they're desiring that you already have, right? And so the more you embody and the more you alchemize the things that are happening in your life, and that isn't just the good stuff, it's also the way that you handle pain, it's the way you show up in the face and adversity of, people playing victims, or people playing into toxic dynamics, and, people even accusing you. And how is it that you hold yourself in the face of adversity? Because that is so relevant. Excuse me. That is so relevant and so it's an undeniable force field. You cannot fake this stuff, right? You may be able to compel and trigger and pull and magnetize somebody into your field who will have had a certain level of embodiment. But when it comes to actually really becoming influential for people who are on the same level as you, well, there is only an energetics that is allowing you to even display yourself to the world, right? And so, of course, we took this conversation a lot deeper in the program, but I feel like that's really something that I wanted to give, to give into this public space, because I feel that we don't talk about this enough, right? We fixate and obsess so much about how a woman is showing up, what her branding looks like, especially online, right? How her branding looks like, whatever she's making, like all the claims that she's making, all the words that, she's throwing at you. But that's really not what is creating the influence. The influence is actually triggered by this undercurrent and something that is much, much deeper inside of your energy field, right? And that is also what compels a woman to, to trust herself in your field in your collective field. Because when you want clients to come in with empowered choices and with choosing, to be in your containers, not because they need something from you, but because they desire to amplify something, well then it all is a reflection of how you are already integrated and embodied in that level, that you even allow a woman to just come in without needing you, that she actually comes in because she chooses you, right? And that is a whole level of alchemy that you need to have triggered already in order to be able to become magnetic for women to come into your field with that empowered state of being, right? And so it doesn't mean that, because of your energy not being a certain way that you're attracting these people, but it's about, how do you hold yourself in the face and in the adversity of somebody displaying a disembodied or disempowered energetic framework, right? How do you show up? How do you set the tone? Right? And so that conversation is interesting for me. I love to have these conversations. I don't want to tell you about what funnel you need to build in order to get more clients. I want to teach you, right? And I want to show you what worked for me, but I also want to teach you how to gather and access a level of expression that is coming from your pristine embodied alchemy, right? That is coming through from this energetic space, because your energy is the precursor to everything that is already in your life right now, right? Like before I had a 5K client, I had to feel myself into the energetics of having this 5K client, for example. There is a very, very clear and pristine and pure state of being that matches the Lizzie who landed a 5K client. Like that is an energetics that is already present inside of my body, but my energy, right, is running as a precursor, right? Because my energy moves much faster than my actual physical body, and even all the work that I can, that I can do physically speaking, like meditating and all these things. Of course, they have a direct impact on my energy, but my energy is the first thing that actually enters a room, and it's therefore also the precursor that sets the tone for the way people show up in my field, for the way people have conversations with me or don't have conversations with me, with the way that I have an energetic exchange with another human being, right? And the same goes for dating, and the same goes for, being in family relationships. There's always a level of your embodied energetics is a precursor to the thing that is going to occur thereafter, right? And that is interesting, and that is juicy, and that is a conversation that, requires your full intelligence to come online. You can't tap into this conversation if you, are just wondering about where the next client is going to come in. And you can tap into it, but it's like there is a very specific pathway, right? There's a logic, there's a natural, organic way that this conversation can be had with you and you listening and you tuning in today. But it requires you to come online with that level of intelligence, with that level of embodiment, with that level of, yes, I know this. Yes, this has worked for me. Yes, this is how I understood that this and this and this was happening, and this is how I know that my energy was a precursor to the conversation that I was about to have, to the thing that was about to come into my life, to the pieces, right? And it's different for everyone, and this is why this is such an interesting conversation, because not only is it an interesting conversation because it's maybe a little different, but it's an interesting conversation because it is so unique to you. Nobody else can have, you know, the intelligence of measuring what the influence of your own energetics is. What is it? What is that frequency that you're emitting, right? And most of us, let's face it, are showing up with a collapsed energy field where we're already believing and sensing, well, whatever, I didn't do this enough, I didn't do that enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not doing this enough, like I'm not enough, or I cannot do this yet, or I don't know how this could possibly happen. And then we give into that story, and we forget, well, by giving into that story, we're already setting an energetic precursor in motion that is going to be the receptive field for what is that, you know, is going to become a match for the thing that we have embodied or not yet embodied, right? And that is a conversation that cannot just be had on a third dimensional level. It's, you've got to bring your energetics into the awareness paradigm of the fourth dimension, and you've got to bring your awareness even higher into, maybe there's something I'm not seeing yet, and I want to see through this illusion and understand, you know, something else that's happening beyond this, something else that's happening beyond what I can see, that's happening as an energetic precursor to the things that are wanting to come through. And what is the embodied energetics that I can emit right here, right now, right? What is the state of being that goes with it? What are the emotions that go with it? What are the thoughts that go with this? What is the energy that goes with this? So that I can keep emitting that very clear energetic vortex out into the cosmos so that it can come back to me, right? And so this is how, even in this conversation, I actually went deeper, that I went differently in the conversation I was having with my goddesses. Anyway, let me know how this lands for you. I would love to know. And if you want to get signed up to the free offer that I have, just go up and scroll up on my page. You can find it right there. It's, like becoming a magnetic money queen, and also embodying the highest frequency of infinite abundance, right? Because embodied frequency is the precursor to the things that are coming into your life, right? And of course, if you want to go deeper into this, I have 3 one-on-one spots that are opening right now, literally, for coaching packages. Please send me a DM with Let's Fly, and I will get you all the details on, you know, what it could look like for us to work together, what it could look like for us to achieve a new leveraged frequency, so that you can actually understand how these things are working for you. Oops, my frequency technology device is falling off my trousers. Not my trousers, they're still on. So I was saying, if you want to, you know, if you want to engage in a one-on-one coaching journey with me, it would be such a pleasure to have you. I would love to see how I can support you, what it is that you need right now, what it is that, you know, you're looking to weave and create, because that's my expertise. This is what I've been mastering for my whole life, and I'm still on my way there, and I'd love to continue. I'd love to continue this conversation with you within that one-on-one container, if this is what is calling to you. So sending you so much love. Thank you for tuning in today, and I will chat to you very soon.